Oh, God. Yo, White Jesus is at work again, and he's just fucking up the wrestling world. You know, this isn't the work of Black Jesus. That's for damn sure. Because Black Jesus will never allow this shit. What's going on, you Mark-Tards? You Mark-Tards. You Mark-Tards. It's the PW Hustle. We in full effect. With me today, not just Q. I'm gonna get to Q in a minute, but with us today, of course, because we in full effect. The masked man is not here. We got the man without a throne, the man, the king without a kingdom.
Am I Jon Snow in this bitch?
You're still Jon Snow.
Oh my God.
Himself, Jamal Snow, Jay Snow. What's good, brother? Welcome back. It's been a while since you've been here. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And of course, with me is the most prolific, the most scholarly, the most effervescent, the most objective, the most magnanimous. Gotta clear my throat real quick. And why he's showing us his cock, I'll never know. The most glorious man in the YWC punditry, Chabel de la Cruz, who I'm pretty sure busted a nut in his fucking face tonight and had to clean himself up before he came on air. What's going on?
For the hustle, for the hustleites out there, what's going on, Jamal? How you do it out there? I just want to do an impression. I want to give a shout out to Track on his his weed reactions. He did this one reaction for Star Wars, and I just want to do this here for the PW Hustle. When I saw John Cena come out to the ringside, I did this. Oh my God! Yo! Oh my God! That's what I did.
I'm sure you did. And of course, tonight was Money in the Bank. And we're going to go through that shit. I'm not going to get too into it. You guys can give your thoughts and you can give what you felt, your rundown and the breakdowns of the match. Because we're not just going to talk about Money in the Bank. Because there's some shit happening in the world of wrestling. And there's some shit happening in WWE. And it just all came together tonight. It was all confirmed. And of course, like always, I did not see the pre-show, but I do know the outcome of the pre-show. And I got to tell you, Enzo Amore must be kicking himself in the ass because I'm pretty sure he should have said to himself, all I had to do was marry into the Samoan family and I would have never got fired. So, Jamal, Jay Snow, why don't you break down the surprise outcome that was the pre-show?
All right. The pre-show threw me off. This is why. Because at first, the first thing I noticed in there is Liv Morgan came up and she was crying and it was just off. I'm like, they did. I know I'm scurrying off a little bit, but I have to address this. She came up crying like, I'm so happy to be in Money in the Bank and all this stuff. And I was like, is she winning Money in the Bank? Like, what the fuck is going on? Liv Morgan's winning. The way she came across seemed like she had just heard that she was winning. But I was probably thinking too much into it. Anyway, though. The professor's like, yeah, you thought too much into that. Anyway, the Usos versus the Mysterios. A match I enjoyed. My first note on this is Dominic looks stupid. Like he doesn't come across as a wrestler. Like
expert analysis, Jamal. Expert analysis.
Bruh.
So crisp right now.
Dominic isn't there yet. He should not be on TV, really. But he's Rey Mysterio's kid, whatever,
Of course.
Nepotism and whatever puts Dominic on TV. But he's not ready. Nothing tells me Dominic can beat anybody up or wrestle or that he can do anything. The match itself wasn't anything to, I didn't think anyway, in my opinion, I didn't think it was anything to point out. Either way, the Usos win, and the Bloodline holds all the gold on SmackDown. All the gold worth counting, anyway.
Yeah. Q.
I don't even know who IC champion is. Who
it's Apollo. It's Apollo.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
We're gonna have to take your black card, Jamal. You don't even know that.
It's not, wait. That's not even his fault.
Hold up. I'm counting a little bit. I knew, but it's like, did you see him tonight?
Exactly. That's exactly why we can't blame him right now. But Q, give us your thoughts on the outcome of the match and give us the professor's expertise on how is it that Rob Van Dam can lose his title getting caught with weed, but Jimmy Uso can get rewarded after his 4th DUI. Let him know.
Well, very simple, Track and Jamal. Why the Usos are 7-time WWE Tag Team Champions. And that is their last name and their lineage. Just like we say, the bloodline, the Anoa'i family, is one of the strongest and one of the most prominent and dominant wrestling family dynasties in wrestling history. So yes, Jimmy Uso's got 4 DUIs. He didn't kill nobody. He just drove fast. That's it. So I'm just gonna go this way. We live and learn, Track. We live and learn. I mean, are we a society that just doesn't want to give people the benefit of the doubt? Are we a society that just don't want to give people 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th chances? What are you, Track? You are a monster. You are a monster. See, this is what cancel culture is all about. We gotta go back to the past. Oh, Jimmy, you fucked up, man. You were driving drunk all the time, man. You should be winning this shit. What the hell's wrong with y'all people? Fuck y'all cancel culture mark cards out there. Just live and let live. The future is now, and the bloodline better than the elite.
Apparently, while he was doing his best Dante Stallsworth impression, motherfucking Jey Uso, if you guys didn't know, was arrested again for his 4th DUI. And, it was like, okay, this kind of fucking puts a kibosh on shit. At least you thought that going in, because usually when you get caught driving drunk or if you get caught with some type of substance or whatever, you're done, depending on who you are. There's a pecking order, apparently. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, it's not expected, but it's like, yo, dude, you really could have written him off TV for a while. You could have. Now, here's the funny thing about this whole thing. They could have played this into the story. Roman could have addressed this and said, you embarrassed us. Get the hell out of here. That's it.
You kind of did. You kind of did.
No, I mean, he said
promo. It was tongue in cheek, Track. What you just said, he did, and he looked at Jimmy like, you fucked up. And Jimmy acknowledged that. There was a form of acknowledgement. He addressed it. It was just tongue in cheek.
And I must have missed that, because I was saying, all you got to do is play this into that, talk about how he got locked up again and how he needs help. But I was saying just send him away. They gave this motherfucker a tag title. Like, I mean, what does that say to the kids? Hey kids, don't drink and drive. You won't be nothing. I could be WWE Tag Team Champion like Nicholas. So I mean, what is this?
What the kids don't know won't hurt them.
But what's Nicholas gonna do? Nicholas is probably gonna be able to drive next year. And what is Nicholas gonna do when he sees the Uso gets away with drunk driving? And Nicholas is going to be speeding down the road on fucking high on fucking moonshine or whatever the hell he drinks or whatever the hell they're from.
He's not going to get drunk. He's a good kid. He's a good Christian kid, number one. Number two, let's go with the logistics here, because I know you said Enzo Amore, you said Rob Van Dam, and let's look at the positioning where Jimmy Uso is. Yes, it is a very high-profile position that Jimmy Uso's in with the bloodline. I get you that, Track, but you know what? His positioning is tag team champion. His position is not Roman Reigns, where you have to make that kind of business decision. If he was in like a high main event spot, we might, and I'm saying this, we might have to write him off. No, but the tag team titles is not as high profile. He's on one lower tier.
In terms of stories, he's in a high position. He's in a high position right now. I mean, listen, I'll say this. I'm not someone who really gives a shit about what someone does in their personal life. The fact that they didn't really do anything doesn't really bother me. But it's just that it was a shock just to see that they gave him the titles. I at least have him not win. You know, and Roman could take care of him on SmackDown, talking about, look at me, I retained, you guys failed again or whatever. But, you know, Roman is trying to do his best Bret Hart impression. So, hey, look, moving on, get to the start. Yeah, say what you got to say.
To help you out, just this is a little spoiler alert for you, Track and Jamal. On the next edition of Total Divas, the final season, this is an episode where Jimmy Uso got drunk. He wins this, and they all celebrate. Because this is how the family comes together. Naomi hugs him because he's overcome this. Just watch. It's gonna be on E.
Okay. So we got the start of the show, and our opening match was the ladies' Money in the Bank, and quite frankly, in my opinion, this shit was the drizzling shits. The surprise entrant, which I thought
Track, it's 48 hours and already you shitting on WWE, man. This is the first pay-per-view. The fans are back. They're screaming and now Raw. You couldn't wait till Raw where you could have said this shit sucks. I mean, come on, Track.
I'm not. First of all, don't interrupt me. I'm not done. All right, I will give my full analysis. I'm just saying that this match that started was a drizzling shits. There was supposed to be a surprise entrant, and who was it?
Nobody. Everybody that was there was supposed to be there.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a surprise entrant, and I thought it was Tamina.
Liv Morgan, Nikki Ash, or ASH. I don't know how it goes because it seems like
that mic closer to you, Jay. Move that mic closer to you, bro.
Okay. Nikki Ash or ASH. I don't know how it's supposed to go.
Almost a superhero, so Ash.
Right. But they keep changing it. On SmackDown is Nikki Ash. Tonight it was Nikki ASH.
So fucking
Natty, Zelina Vega, Naomi, Asuka.
There you go. Okay, all right, there you go. This match was it was a mess. It was a mess. Now, I was very curious to see who would get the biggest reaction coming in. All right, and coming in, Tamina didn't get a reaction. Natty didn't get a reaction. So, to my surprise, Alexa Bliss didn't really get that much of a reaction. So she tore up a dress. She got a little pop there for that, of course. But overall, she didn't get the two biggest pops that I saw was for Asuka and was for Naomi. Naomi was over as fuck in that match. I can't explain it. I thought they was in her hometown. I remember she was from Orlando. I was like, this chick is over right now. I was shocked. Now, I knew she wasn't going to win, but I was shocked at the fact that she was so over with the crowd. Later on, the crowd kind of got behind Alexa Bliss. I didn't really know who was going to win this match. I really felt it wasn't really a predictable one. But going in and seeing what was going on with Alexa, I thought Alexa was going to win. They stacked the ladders on her, and I said, okay, here comes the supernatural shit, where she's just going to appear out of somewhere and scare the shit out of everybody. But that wasn't the case. Jamal, let them know the rest, or let them know your thoughts.
All right, so of course my prediction going in here, I thought The Fiend was going to cost Alexa the match. I thought it was going to set up some SummerSlam angle that was going in.
Yes.
And then I had that weird thing that the professor pointed out to me was a oversight or overlooking, reaching, that Liv Morgan was going to get the win. but during the match there was a cool ladder spot with Tamina, Asuka, and Liv where, Tamina was pinned under the ladder. Asuka was stomping her out with the ladder. Tamina was trying to fight out. Liv came back, jumped on the ladder, squashed out Tamina. So the match overall was, I at first I wanted to say this match is sloppy, but I was like, let me finish watching. But I was like, I can't call the match sloppy in the first, few things. But so I was like, let me give it a chance. But it turned out to be a sloppy match. They buried Alexa under power ladders, like you said. I thought too there would be some supernatural stuff going on. how it ended was they had 3 ladders, all the women except Alexa, who was buried, not literally or figuratively, but actually under a pile of ladders. Everybody's on there. Nikki little ass climbs up over everybody, grabs the briefcase, scoots down the ladders, crawls out the ring. She's Miss Money in the Bank.
All right, Q, your thoughts, and give me a second. You guys, sorry, I gotta get water because I don't know what the fuck that was. I just drank.
It looked like you was drinking piss, man. And you had to.
Did you accidentally drink the jar of cat piss?
It looked like it, and I just thought he was spitting. I'm like, God damn! I'm about losing it right now watching it. But anyway, I'm going.
No, but speaking of tobacco, I think I had ashes in that bottle. Now that I think about it, I put ashes in that shit, and I left it on top, and I wasn't paying attention.
I do that sometimes, bro.
What
Later
ash?
than this, you New York Times, so I'm gonna let you slide.
Exactly. So there you go. But Q, your thoughts on the match and the outcome and the winner?
You know, I knew one thing where a lot of people were overthinking, and Jamal overthought with Liv Morgan. I said she's not winning. That was a guarantee. That was the only guarantee I knew because everybody wanted Liv to win it, and I know Vince does not let that happen so quickly. So that was why Liv Morgan was not going to win Money in the Bank, number one. Number two, for all the sloppy stuff, I kind of half agree with you guys, but I'm gonna say this. I think the women had they had like a bolt of lightning in their head because they wanted to try shit that men do. And they're like, no, we can't do it because it's gonna really look stupid. So while you and I say it looks sloppy, I think they just had to say, well, let's chill. Let's just do something simplistic and it will still get over. If you kind of notice that they didn't want to do all the open.
The problem was you didn't have enough of the women who could really pull that off in that match. You only really had Asuka and Naomi, really. There's, in my opinion, they would be the biggest daredevils who would attempt to, do some innovative shit, especially Naomi. But given the fact who she was in there with, I'm glad she didn't try anything innovative because I didn't want her to fucking hurt herself. But the person, I'm not gonna lie, because it's all about her height. The 2 people I'm worried about the most in matches like that is Alexa Bliss and Selena Vega because they're freaking midgets.
There was a spot where Nikki was on the top of a ladder outside of the ring, dove into the ring on the girls, and that shit almost went left. Like that ladder was like, I got you, bro.
Man,
I'm saying that. They had to take a second thought to we can't do all these shit that the men do. And like you said, Track, you're right. Asuka and Naomi can do that stuff, but there was 6 other women that can't do what those 2 can do. So it would not look good. But I kind of knew that Nikki Ash was going to win this match, or Nikki ASH, because they were promoting her every week on Raw. I know some people don't watch Raw. I know the Hustleites, they don't. So I'm just going to clue you in, Hustleites. She was winning. She won by countouts. She won by roll-ups. They were building this, and they built up a character, this superhero character. And this was actually the most predictable Money in the Bank for women's matches that I ever saw that they were going to do because they wanted to get this character over. Did they? I don't think so. But they were going to do this. And for me, and I looked at this Money in the Bank clinching win for Nikki Ash, I said, ha, Eric Young, you suck. Sanity sucks. Sucks. This is vindication why I keep telling you Eric Young just sucks.
I love how you brought this back to fucking Eric Young, which is fucking... You just find some way to bring shit back to Eric Young. Listen, I had no idea.
To say that Chad Gable sucks. I don't know how it doesn't fit in, but I just want to say that too.
I had no clue who was gonna win this shit. Honestly, I originally thought Sonya Deville was gonna play a role and enter herself in, but that never happened.
Honestly, people thought that Becky Lynch was gonna come into this. She was gonna be in this match.
Well, yeah. I saw a lot of that, but I knew better than that. I'm like, they're gonna save her for a Raw, and they need that ratings pop, which is not really gonna happen. So it logically, as I watched, I just thought that Alexa Bliss would probably win, but when Nikki pulled it down, I was just like, okay. So Nikki Cross or Nikki Ash, she won. Big fucking deal.
After the women's Money in the Bank match, we go backstage and we see the Usos doing what they need to do, acknowledging Roman Reigns as the head of the table and the tribal chief. Both of them did. You know, because Jay is the sober one. Jay is the one that doesn't fuck up, right? So that's the one that's in line, story-wise and out of the story. So Jay was like, hey, you my tribal chief. You my head of the table. And he was bumping his brother. And the brother was like, yeah, me too. Me too, Oos. You the head of the table. And you the tribal chief. I still don't believe him. I don't fuck with Jimmy like that. He fucking up in life. He fucking up on TV. He needs to get his shit together because the tribal chief running some shit. They got all the gold. He needs to figure his life out and figure out how he gonna make this better.
Oh, let me tell you something. The one thing I felt from that segment, I'm like, they gonna turn on this nigga. I got this feeling they gonna turn on this nigga.
Jimmy's days are numbered. He can't get it right nowhere.
No. I'm saying the Usos are gonna turn on Roman. That's what I think.
That's what you feel?
I was getting those vibes. I was looking at their faces. I'm like, what?
Come on, bro.
Listen, maybe they will.
I think Jay got him. Jay is the one that stepped out of line first. We got to go that whole story. Like, hey, if this is the time I'm gonna give WWE credit for long-term storytelling. This shit been going on for a minute.
Yes.
Like Jay's the first one who stepped out of line and was like, I ain't fucking with you. I mean, are we cussing in this show? All right, I'm not messing with you like that.
Hey, what the fuck, yo?
I'll figure who I was fucking with that we could, but Jay was the first one who stepped out of line, wanted to step to Roman. Roman whooped his ass, choked him out. Brother had to help him, and then Jimmy went away. Now Jimmy is back, and he's trying to fit into this and be tag champs with his brother, but his brother is sitting at the table with Roman. And so I don't feel like Jay has that lane to step out. He's already in line. I feel like Jimmy's
main event. He main event. Usos.
Main event Jay. He main event Jay with main event Roman. They got belts. I feel like Jimmy's the one who's kind of like put into the background to mix it up a little bit, and I don't know what's gonna happen with him. Especially,
you know what, Jamal? I won't say this. I have no proof. I'm not like Dave Meltzer. I have no proof of this. But shout outs to Vince McMahon, the Orlando PD for that false drunk driving report, putting all this shit together. So this is great fucking acting. They got all of us. They got all of us for this storyline.
Oh yeah,
all this set it up for us. Great acting from Jimmy got drunk.
I just thought about this though. There's another person on that bloodline. Tamina is tag champs with Natty, right? Isn't she a part of this? Isn't she a part of this one bloodline too?
Yeah, she used to be anyway. I think they kind of
they need to kind of like bring her in or just take notice. Like, yeah, in the hallway they're walking, they just see Tamina, they be like, yeah, we got you, family. Yeah, thank you. She should be walking in the hallway during the segment and she sees her tribal chief and she acknowledges him. And he even just says, yeah, good job representing, So what's the next match, Q? And you open up your thoughts on the next match that we had coming up.
Let me just say this before we get to the next match. There's somebody in the Anoa'i family that's on Twitter that says, if Jimmy keeps fucking up, I'll sub in for the bloodline. I don't remember this. I forgot his name, but he's part of the family.
I think I know who you're talking about. I can't remember who it is.
I can't remember who it is, but
I think it's their younger brother. The Usos' younger brother.
I think it's that fourth guy in that picture.
Yeah.
So you know what?
Jamal,
you go with the next. Jamal, you go with the next match. What was the next match after the promo that we had?
I'm gonna give it to you because I know. But on top of that, I've become a huge Roman mark. in this little program he has going on. I've always liked Roman Reigns, even
you acknowledge him. You acknowledge him. That's okay.
The super hate stage. I was like, he's not that bad. Y'all giving him too hard. But now I might buy a T-shirt. I might show up in the stadium. Bruh. I'm a little markish for Roman right now. I don't know what that means, but hey, whatever.
Nah, man. The man. Let me just say, the man has come a long way from the dark days of suffering succotash and forgetting his lines when he was doing promos with Sheamus, and he is on a whole other level, and it's good to see that. It's good to see that he was like or whoever Vince was like, yeah, pull the trigger on that, so you can kind of give the old man some type of credit. He still has some sense. Next match, or go in.
Next match, Viking Raiders versus AJ Styles and Omos for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Y'all know Omos is related to Luther Vandross, right? He's
Is that a joke or for real?
I'm joking.
I'm like, Omos got Luther blood.
I'm supposed to be like, well, what are you?
Dancing with his father? Oh, snap. Oh, snap. No, okay, so, I felt like this was a cool fan match. There isn't I didn't think anything to point out about it. Except Omos he's a standout to me. He comes across as a potential star. Like, I feel like he has something that's outside of the stereotype. Like, he could be the typical giant black guy, and he does something different. He comes out in this little suede coat, black such. Like, it's not that presentation. It's a little more Suge Knight-ish. Like, it's more set in something that a black man would actually do in wrestling.
I feel you, Jamal. But but once you get in the ring, he's basic.
He's he's 7 foot. He ain't gotta do nothing. No, but that Diane Gonzalez choke slam.
You know how people are critical. You know how people are critical about the people doing certain shit in the match. So
very critical on this shit.
Omos was very sloppy in this match against the Viking Raiders. So that's what it was. Even as being a 7 foot, and he's still so green in that ring that AJ's got to carry it, and Viking Raiders have to make him look good and $1 million. But I get you with the look. Omos looks good with the coat and the swag there. I give you that.
I don't disagree with you. I'm not in no means saying that he's on the level of OJ Styles. See what he doing to me? I'm about to say OJ Styles. I'm trying to say AJ
the community.
That's what I'm trying to say. AJ killed the match every match. But AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers ever, especially one of the best right now. He's world renowned. The Viking Raiders are in their own right one of the greatest tag teams that exists right now. Omos doesn't fit in that space. But what I'm saying is he has a space that he can build up to. I see something going on with him. That's what I'm saying.
Look, I was watching this match, and I said, all credit to AJ Styles and the Viking Raiders for having to work around this guy, especially the Viking Raiders. I think a lot of people can have potential, but that motherfucker needs to be sent back to the goddamn performance center, because every time
you're gonna say Raw Underground.
Nah. Like, I was watching this shit. I'm like, this guy is on fucking Khali levels of bad right now. And it's not. It's always some basic shit when you got a 7 foot guy. A few hard punches here, a few chops there, a slam here, and the most impressive thing he did tonight was the finisher. But I think he's got a long way to go. And is it me, or does this motherfucker look like James and Florida Evans at the same time?
Goddamn.
Every time I see my, like,
that's not funny.
Good times.
Hey, you funny track, but if that's not funny, oh boy.
Sitting here like, yo, ain't we lucky we got him? I'm like, yo, this dude's look, and he's a scary ass dude. He's a scary ass looking dude. So there is that factor, but he has to go back to the Performance Center. He needs it. It's too soon for him. It's just too soon. I don't know how long this reign is gonna last, and I would agree with you, Jay. AJ is still on the top of his game. He's still in his prime, in my opinion, and he showed that tonight because he had to put in more work and he had to make that match work. So
that's the layout of their matches. AJ starts, he takes all the bumps, he makes the match look good. Tag Omos. Omos does his giant thing, and the match is over. I don't think there's not a big guy who's gonna be a great wrestler. I don't expect that to happen at any point. So what I'm saying about him is just based on the quality of his presentation, how he presents himself. He comes across as he can be one of the greatest super giants. Probably like a step down from Big Show.
All right, and next we got, oh God, which was for me, it was the beer run match.
No. Is it? Because that's not what I got. Because I got your boy next. Ooh. What was next? Did I miss something?
Oh, it's Bobby Lashley and Kofi.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
I'm sorry, because I
thought I got your boy next.
Well, it was Charlotte. Yeah, I thought it was Charlotte and Rhea, but it's the Almighty. All right, the Almighty Kofi Kingston, and let me tell you, this fucking match was exactly what it was supposed to be. A pure fucking annihilation. Okay? He beat Kofi. Yo, he beat Kofi's ass so bad. He was like, yo, this is for all the fucking cooning your ass was doing. This is for all the fucking twerking your ass was doing. This is for all the fucking pancakes your ass was shoving up your asshole and shoving between your goddamn balls. He was like, yo, because my man Westside Gunn was sitting in the front row. So Bobby Lashley was like, yo, I got Westside Gunn in the front row. I need to make this look good. So Bobby Lashley pretty much wrote brick on his brick and beat the living shit out of Kofi Kingston to retain the fucking WWE title. And man, let me tell you, what they got planned for Bobby Lashley is just fucking pathetic on so many fucking levels. And I don't have the voice for this shit, but I can't.
You don't know that's gonna happen, but go ahead.
All signs seem to be pointing to it, and with the ending today, I'm like, yeah, this is fucking happening. So the strong rumor right now is the match between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar that we've been wanting to see is not going to happen because we're going to get Goldberg. Motherfucking Goldberg. I need to see my king. I need to see my almighty go in the ring with a 50-year-old fucking Jew and fucking have a shitty ass match. Are you fucking kidding me? I ain't got nothing against Jewish people. I'm just saying this is a 50-fucking-year-old Jew in a match with the Almighty, wasting my motherfucking time. And I watch this shit on pirate streams, so it ain't wasting my fucking money. But you are not gonna fucking do this to my Almighty and put him in the ring with Goldberg. Nobody asked for this shit. We wanted Brock and Bobby. We wanted that fucking MMA battle in that fucking ring. I wanted that giant Nazi to go in there with that giant ass fucking Negro, and I wanted to see them go the fuck at it. And I'm not saying Brock is a Nazi. He just reminds me of the Nazi villain from the Indiana Jones movies. That's how.
Yeah, he looked super Dolph Lundgren in the villain role. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see. That's what a lot of us wanted to see. But we don't get to see that. Nah. They're actually going to do a story of Bobby, Brock, and Roman somewhere down the line. I'm assuming this is after Cena, where I'm trying to be convinced by people that oh, this makes sense because the Paul Heyman factor. Who's Paul gonna fuck with? I mean, so you're telling me this is CM Punk all over again? So I already seen Brock and Roman, so now I'm gonna see it again in a rerun of an angle that you did when CM Punk was there, because that's exactly what this is. No way you're gonna convince me that the Paul Heyman being the de facto dominant or whatever, the one in the middle between Roman and Brock makes a better story than what I would see in a build between MVP and Paul Heyman in week by week promos. Are you fucking kidding me? Who the fuck cares who fucking Paul Heyman chooses between Roman and Brock? I already seen that. Give me something new. And before we get to Mr. Snow, I know Professor is just itching, so go ahead with your bullshit. Defend this shit. Optics. Objectivity.
Okay, I'll do my best here. I'll just say this. As far as the match goes, it wasn't an annihilation. It was Rocky IV. Bobby Lashley was Drago. Kofi was Apollo Creed. I heard Kofi's wife say, "Stop the fight! Stop the fight!" And I heard Xavier Woods in the locker room say, "Throw the towel! Throw the damn towel!" Ow! That's number one. And I'm gonna say this because I understand your anger. I understand the Oldberg thing, and I'm not gonna even argue with that. I think it is a waste. I don't think no one wants it, but I'm gonna say this. Just because we asked for Brock Lesnar, I mean, Brock Lesnar is with the Butcher Boys right now, Track. He's cutting meats right now. He's happy with what he's doing. He's a millionaire cutting meats because he can.
Hold on. Before you continue, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That other rumor that's floating around that Brock didn't come back because he didn't want to lose to Bobby Lashley. What are you, fucking stupid? Stop with that shit. Brock would lose to a fucking fish if they paid him the right money. He don't give a shit. It's all about the money for Brock. Go ahead, Q.
Yeah, it is all about the money and makes the most business sense. But right now, he's cutting meats in these mean streets. That's what it is. It don't matter to him right now. He's working in the summer. He's working this summer right now. That's why you got to put in Goldberg. He's got a 2-match or a 4-match deal for the year. So you got to get his money's worth here. Mr. McMahon paid millions for Goldberg, or Oldberg as you want to call him. So fine, put him in SummerSlam. And you know what you do? If that match happens, Track, you beat him up so bad that Goldberg or Oldberg is spitting up blood. You show the dominance of the Almighty. You call him Almighty for a reason. So you take away the legacy and the legendary status of Oldberg. You pummel him to a crisp. You pummel that Jew. You beat that dumbass Jew, as the Iron Sheik would say.
Iron Sheik is sick. Iron Sheik a go be home. He got to watch the Almighty. Iron Sheik, Sheiky Baby, he called the Almighty, and Sheiky Baby, he called the West Side Gun. He get on the track with the MVP. He shoot toot. He write brick on my brick. I smoke at the kush and I smoke at the cocaine. And Bobby Lashley, he will beat that old cheap Jew Goldberg because he will break his back and will make him a humble. And there you go from Sheiky Baby, who just comes out of nowhere. So, thanks, Q, because we had to deal with Sheiky Baby.
No problem. And then the only thing I'll say as a backup plan, and because of the winner of the Money in the Bank that happened here, I would use that as a man, like a big brother, helping out little brother. So you know what? Let that man cash in his Money in the Bank opportunity as a co-main event at SummerSlam. That's the way I would do it. Just if all plans fail that people don't like Oldberg, you use the backup plan with the Money in the Bank case. I know it's not part of the plan for him because he's been talking a lot of stuff on Talking Smack. I got that. I've been watching Talking Smack. So I know that what I'm saying doesn't make any sense to some people who watch Talking Smack. But Kofi got destroyed. The winner of the Money in the Bank contract, he comes on Monday Night Raw and defends his little brother. That's the way I do it.
That's the way a lot of people are seeing it. and you know what? Even though I don't want to see Big E cash on Bobby, it does make the most sense. It's not a bad story. It's not something that's inconsistent. Have him, and it's a good way to get the New Day back together for those New Day fans who want them to get back together. You get Big E back on Raw, and Big E can have a cool run. Who he drops it to if he does win it, I don't know, but it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. So just to recap the match, I think I could read my notes verbatim. They're short. What I wrote is basically Kofi getting his ass whooped. Next note.
Expert analysis.
Back-to-back dominators. Next note. Kofi called for his ancestors to summon a tap out while in the hurt. Lashley wins. Next note. Don't call Bobby soft, bruh. Pause. So I mean, that was that match to me. That's what I saw. That's what I was writing down.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I didn't see Bobby Lashley getting his ass whooped in these mean streets. That's for damn sure. Because listen, and listen, when I saw that match and I saw the way the Dominator dominated, I should have said to myself, "That's enough. You're satisfied. You saw your champion. He won. He retained. You got nothing else to see here." You already know it's all downhill after this, because we had the next match, which was the women's title.
This is your bathroom break?
This was my bathroom. This was my beer run, And I'm not going to lie. Listen, I used to make fun of these seltzer shits. I can't no more. Them shits are actually pretty fucking good, and they keep the stomach down. So I ain't got no complaints. You can get drunk without getting fat. Who the fuck is going to complain on that?
So I disagree on that.
Listen, a month ago I would have been right with you, bro. but I kind of like the White Claws. I'm not gonna lie. I can't.
You sound like my wife. I don't know if that's good.
White Claws.
So this replaces Rhea against Charlotte. The seltzer shit run. What?
So the 8 minutes I was not watching. I was gone. So you guys, Jamal, you start off. Let him. Give him
I thought this was a great match. I don't know. Maybe you missed it.
Surprise.
I was sitting there glued to the screen because they put on every part of it was good. My notes even say great match. Too good to take notes because I was paying attention. So if a wrestling match gets me entwined like that, where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be, it's a good match. And so Rhea Ripley and Charlotte went at it. I got my little favorite spots that I went back and had. And so there was a reverse riptide into a DDT. Dope. Charlotte and Charlotte thought she would win off that. She was super upset. Top rope natural selection. A whole lot of spots in this match that were false finishes, and they worked in the way that they were false finishes, but you still thought they were devastating spots. And I'll give this match I don't want to go off the Meltzer scale, but I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars.
Oh wow.
It was I fucked with it. It was good to me.
All right.
I'll let Professor give his thoughts before we go through the ending or whatever.
And I'll give what I felt, what I saw in the rest of the match. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Area Hustler, come here. Look in the Professor's eyes right now. Can you see the Professor right now? If this was in the Tokyo Dome, this would be 7 stars right now, and y'all know it. Stop lying to yourselves. Stop lying to yourselves. Jamal, you lied to yourself because you didn't want to say it. You knew you wanted to say 5 out of 5. I give you that. Right. But I'm going to speak for you here. If it was in the Tokyo Dome, it'd be 7 stars.
January 4th, and they had that same match in the Tokyo Dome, I'll be like, oh!
All right.
The announcers would be like, shut up! Shut up! And I'll be like, yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, now I'll give you my good perspective here. You know what? The Queen is back, and the fans responded in toad. This is what, the Thunderdome, certain people suffered in the Thunderdome era, and Charlotte Flair was one of those people. And when you have 14,000 people in Texas responding to a Charlotte Flair match, this is why she's the Queen. This is why she is one of the pillars of the WWE Women's Division, number one. Number two, Rhea was sloppy. Rhea had to try to hang with Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte Flair had to take a step back to make Rhea look, 2 steps better than she was. Because there were certain spots that, that Charlotte had to take a step. Yo, Rhea, come on. You have to keep up with the Queen. And Rhea can't. Number 3, I want to say this for booking purposes. And I'm going to go New Japan track. So, y'all, for people who are mad that Charlotte won and, Rhea Ripley's career is over in the WWE, and by God, she should, get out of her WWE contract, go to AEW, sign that Tony Khan deal. Let me just remind y'all, if y'all are some New Japan fans, didn't a certain man who's like a Hall of Famer named Okada have difficulties, trying to get that win against Tanahashi? And then it took a while. This is the same thing. Charlotte has Rhea Ripley's number because she's the wily veteran. And Rhea is like Okada. And it's going to take a while before she beats the Queen in a high-profile match, whether it's a SummerSlam next year in 2022 or WrestleMania. But it's going to happen where Rhea gets the win over the Queen, and she will be in the stratosphere in the WWE Women's Division. That's a professor's perspective.
Agree with the professor. That's why he is schooling people. That's why he called the professor. And I never said, I'm not calling him that. I call him the professor. I don't call him nothing else. When I walked away from this match, it was like Rhea, she didn't keep up in the match as a professional. And she can't and she shouldn't. Charlotte has her number. She ain't there yet. And she should not beat Charlotte right now, especially if I don't know if the match was arranged for Rhea to look lesser, but she came across as she can't fuck with Charlotte. Like,
she tried to play head games and it didn't work. Okay. That's what people were not noticing. All right, go ahead, Track. I know. Get mad. Get in that moose rant. Charlotte. Go ahead.
No.
Get it on. Get it on, Track. Go on your rant. Ready, 1, 2, 3, go.
I don't got a rant. I just have to say, I guess I wasn't the only person smoking tonight because you two niggas are saying some crazy shit right now. Now, I can't vouch for the first 8 minutes of this match. I can't. But when I came back into the house where they were, Rhea had Charlotte in the corner on the side of the hard camera. That's when I came in, and they were trying to do it like a suplex spot. And I came in and I was like, I didn't see the rest of this match. I didn't see the early of this match, so I can't say how it's been. But what the fuck is going on here? Hurry up and do this fucking move. What are you doing? Then came the suplex that Rhea did, and that shit took forever. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Then Charlotte hits her moonsault, and again does not fucking land this shit the way she should. She has sometimes. But most of the time when I see her go for that shit in the pay-per-view, she never fucking lands it right. On Raw or SmackDown, she can hit that shit with her eyes closed. But when it comes to a pay-per-view, there's something wrong here. I don't know if she's doing that shit on purpose or what. Now, I'm trying to understand how Rhea Ripley got disqualified for hitting Charlotte with the top of the table. Charlotte doesn't get disqualified for using the ring steps on Rhea's leg, which led to the figure 8, which led to Rhea tapping out to Charlotte. And yet again, losing a title to this woman.
Different referees have different interpretations of the rules. This is universal in all sports. Every referee interprets the rules in their own way.
Except for one thing. This was the same fucking referee, Q. Fucking referee. Okay? It was the same fucking ref.
Are we going to go back to the tape? I got to look at the tape.
We got to go back to the tape.
I was like, that should be a DQ, but it wasn't. She rolled her in the ring and tied her ass up in that figure eight.
I didn't know if this was a part of the plan. I had no idea. But all I know was, first of all, Q, you're going to need your head examined for trying to compare this to Okada and Tanahashi, all right? But if let's just say by some chance that you're right, that it's in the atmosphere of Okada and Tanahashi to where they do have another match, Rhea Ripley better fucking win that shit.
She will. It's guaranteed.
I think Charlotte needs one more. I think she needs. She got to beat her at a big stage too, like a SummerSlam, a Royal Rumble. She got to beat her again.
They're rushing the shit out of this fucking, trying to tie her up with her father, which she's she's like one away from, I think now, because this is the 15th time. And her father was what, 17 or 16?
16.
It was more than that, but WWE's count was what?
Right, 16.
16.
Okay, so she needs one more. Here's what I think, because this is what I walked away with. They're gonna fight again. Rhea's gonna beat her. I think they're gonna have another match, and Rhea takes that title. And somewhere along the line,
not tomorrow. I think SummerSlam set up for Becky and Charlotte.
I think Well, oh shit! I forgot. You know what? Then scrap everything I just said because I forgot about Becky Lynch, and that's what they want. That's what they want. Becky Lynch gets that belt, and somehow Rhea gets it from Becky, and then Charlotte beats Rhea again for the third time, thus making her look like shit. Does that fit in your Okada Tanahashi story?
It could. It could. Because now it mirrors it. It really mirrors it.
There you go. Now, the crowd did his usual typical shit that made me roll my fucking eyes. They were not with this match like that until fucking Charlotte hit that devastating ass DDT. I said, oh shit. And when Rhea did a Kurt Angle-esque kick out, which was cool, those were the best spots of the match. That DDT and the kick out was the best part. But of course, the audience started screaming, "This is awesome!" And I'm like, "Oh God, would you stop?" But fair enough. Crowd's back, COVID. I'm giving that shit a pass. So I didn't care for Charlotte winning. I thought Rhea should have won. And, it is what it is. I'll let you two guys have your moments because we got the men's Money in the Bank match coming up. And then we got
it very good for all the hustleites. And just go back to your New Japan thesaurus and your Wikipedias and know what I'm talking about. It's not in the same context with matches, but that's the way it's looking. Rhea Ripley is Okada right now, and Charlotte is Tanahashi. Let's go on to the next
Tanahashi
match.
was drawn out longer, but it is the same kind of thing where you kind of have Charlotte and Charlotte Light, and they're trying to build Rhea Ripley to be Charlotte, and they're just taking time with it.
Well, I hope that's not the case because Rhea Ripley should not be Charlotte. Rhea Ripley should be Rhea Ripley.
When Rhea Ripley debuted in NXT, they called her Charlotte Light. She looked like Charlotte. And she had to change it up to get to where she is. And then she had the WrestleMania match with Charlotte that ended up in NXT because Charlotte won a Royal Rumble. She went to NXT, beat Rhea Ripley for the NXT title. Couple years later, here they are again, Money in the Bank. Rhea Ripley's the champion again. Charlotte comes in, dusts off Rhea Ripley for the title. It is the same exact story where the star, the big dog, is obviously better.
It's in the atmosphere. But when it comes to the matches, let's calm the fuck down. That's what I'm saying. That's all.
If you want to go match for match, maybe it's not up there.
What's this?
It's the same.
But even though I didn't see the first 8 minutes of this match, I will say this: I enjoyed their first match better than this one. I did. That's just me.
Their NXT match, yeah. NXT has a different atmosphere.
Charlotte is something about Charlotte and NXT that's different from Charlotte on the main roster, in my opinion. Maybe I see it something different from her when she was performing, and then she went back. I was just like, this is a different bitch here.
It's like watching a band perform at a small arena as opposed to Madison Square Garden. It's like you always like them at the little, the little bar that you see them at. It's always like, oh, but then you see them on the big stage. It's like, oh, y'all made it. I don't like you as much.
Yeah, like, got the men's Money in the Bank, and this one was fucking good, but to me it was almost redundant with the spots, but cool spots nonetheless. I gotta take a piss. Q, give your thoughts. I'll be right back.
Well, while Track takes a piss, I don't know if that's a symbolism that he didn't really like the match and he just wants me and Jamal to carry on with this. Jamal, I'll go with this.
This is the piss spot in the show.
Yeah. I'll go with this, Jamal. When you look at the Money in the Bank ladder match, I eliminated at least 5 people from the start. I eliminated Ricochet. I eliminated John Morrison. I eliminated Riddle.
First.
All right,
so we got Kevin Owens, Riddle, Ricochet. I'm going to call him King Nakamura, John Morrison, Big E, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre. So you eliminated Riddle, you eliminated Ricochet, you eliminated Morrison.
I eliminated Nakamura, I eliminated Owens, and I already eliminated Rollins. So out of that, you only had at least a couple
Drew
of
McIntyre people. And
I thought you looked at that. I said Drew McIntyre or Big E were the only 2 legitimate people in this match that was going to win the Money in the Bank. Every other person there did not. To me, I was going to be more shocked if any of the ones that I eliminated off the bat was going to win the match. So while Track said there's a lot of clusterfuck spots, which again, these Money in the Bank ladder matches and every gimmick match in every organization, when you incorporate the chairs, the ladders, and all this shit, it's gonna happen. So I try to dismiss that now, so I won't try to hate on a match that much. But when you try to outdo everybody from a previous Money in the Bank ladder match, Jamal, it just looks redundant. It looks stupid. So I was like, please keep it simplistic. You can have simple spots with the ladders, but of course, when you haven't performed in front of people in 70 weeks, you get the itch to do the stupid shit again. So I think that's what happened, and they were gonna do that. So I gave it a pass. So with that being said, after eliminating 6 people, and then the most shocking thing, I don't know why I didn't see it, is when Jinder Mahal and his cronies came out to take Drew McIntyre out of the gate.
Yeah, I saw that coming, because you saw them building it, and you remember what he did to his bike. So I
remember that. I just didn't think they were gonna do it for the pay-per-view to ruin his chance at Money in the Bank. I was like, wow, they really went that way.
I knew that. They had to do that. I'll tell you this.
Okay.
First of all, the MVPs of this match, in my opinion, was Ricochet and Kevin Owens.
Of course.
When the match started, I didn't know who to pick, but when the match started, I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna pick Kevin Owens. And the only reason why I went with that was because I said, well, this could be a very cool thing where he continues his story with Roman after Roman wins tonight and after he wins at SummerSlam, because he will win at SummerSlam. And I said it would make sense for Kevin Owens to win, cash in on Roman, the guy who always did everything in his power to make sure that, Kevin Owens didn't beat him, and what better way for Kevin Owens to win than cashing in? But nonetheless, the outcome wasn't like that. The best spots of this match were from Ricochet, of course, were from Kevin Owens defensively and offensively. When Kevin Owens took that fucking spill onto that ladder from Seth Rollins, I thought the motherfucker was dead. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker is, I don't understand how, and this man has been doing this shit for a long time, like most of the men in this ring.
There was something unusual about that spot, right? Like it just seemed like it was more devastating. I guess maybe because you think of Kevin Owens as the bigger guy, and Seth Rollins picked him up and just threw him.
But I've seen him do worse in ROH against El Generico. So it was just because he just fell hard. But it was just my comfort was the fact that I seen him go through worse. So I was like, okay, I don't think he's that fucked up. But Ricochet, man,
he's not dead. Poking him with a stick. He's good.
He good. But Ricochet, man, this dude, he's just, the matches like that are made for guys like Ricochet. And it's obvious that Ricochet is the new Shelton Benjamin. So if he doesn't get released, he's going to be that person who always outshines people in that match.
Right. The spot where he got tipped off the ladder, landed on the top rope, flipped off the top rope. I was like, bruh, my note is, bruh, Ricochet. Like, wow.
He did that in NXT. He did that in the takeover.
The same spot?
Yeah, he did that almost the same spot in the takeover.
See, it is just, but this time he went high in the fucking air, like the camera couldn't keep up with him because you saw him go up and he went off camera. The camera couldn't keep up, and that shit was crazy. The little back and forth martial arts MMA style between Nakamura and Riddle was fucking great, and I want to see them fucking have a singles match again. Maybe they'll have one in Survivor Series. I actually thought that Ricochet might fucking win this shit. I mean, during the match, when I was watching the match, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not Ricochet, I'm Riddle. I was like, oh my God, Riddle might fucking win this. I think he's gonna pull this shit off. But then as it went on, I said, nah. I definitely knew Seth wasn't winning because I knew Seth losing was gonna play into the main event. But Big E, he's the one who ends up the fucking Money in the Bank. Your first black Money in the Bank winner.
Oh, that's a fact.
Second.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let me do this. Raise the fist there. I didn't know.
The first was John Cena.
Oh, shut
I had to school Michael Davis because he said the first. I had to correct him.
John Cena don't see color, bro.
He does. He sees red because he's a commie.
He sees green. Everybody's green. Like, how can I make money with you? I'm all showing up, and that's gonna show up next match.
So Big E wins, and I think we all know what's gonna go down. We discussed that. We think that Big E most likely will cash in on Bobby Lashley. I guess it doesn't really make sense for him to cash in on Roman Reigns at this point. It would make more sense to what happened tonight for Big E to cash in, and we kind of already discussed that. So we can move on to the last match, the main event, before we get the fuck out of here, because what happened after that shit, first of all right, so let me just start off with saying this. The match was completely predictable. It was completely predictable. It wasn't a bad match. Roman is in his element, and Roman tonight, I don't think he's, even though I saw this post saying that he's the greatest storyteller right now, I'm not going to say that, but I will say he told a great fucking story tonight. He definitely did, and so did Edge. I usually don't care for Edge's psychology or storytelling, but him and Roman really fucking work well together. They really do, and it was a shame that this feud, I guess, had to kind of end. This was the one feud where I wasn't minding it being repetitive or ongoing, because some people just work so well together that you just don't care. You just don't mind it because they had that chemistry, and I felt that Roman and Edge had that chemistry. I felt the battle of the spears was a good thing. I thought Roman, showing no fear, trying to do to Edge what Edge did to him was kind of cool. Of course, the Usos came out in his favor and whatnot, and what I thought was going to happen did happen, which was Seth Rollins coming out. And before we get to what happened, you guys give your thoughts. Jamal, go ahead.
The head of the table, the leader of the bloodline, the alpha of acknowledgement, the tribal chief, had to win this match to keep this going because he's at the top of his game. Whatever Roman Reigns has been throughout his WWE career, whether it's the third member of the spear or the Shield. I'm sorry, I said the spear. The third member of the Shield, which he was at some point. Like, let's not pretend Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose were running that shit, and then Roman Reigns was like, who is that? He's grown into a star in himself that can compete with anybody. Dean Ambrose or Moxley ain't fucking with him. no matter what title he's holding. Seth Rollins ain't fucking with him, no matter what title he's holding. Roman Reigns is on the next level, officially. At this point, we could say that. He's there. He might be at the base level of what John Cena was, but he's there right now. And this match helped solidify him. Credit to Edge, because Edge is a legend, a superstar, already Hall of Famer, coming in after getting stacked on top of Daniel Bryan and losing to him already at WrestleMania, came back to give Roman some more credit. He was like, you know what? I'm not satisfied with being stacked. Let the tribal chief get me. Let the tribal chief spear me and pin me by himself. And that's all I saw in this match is the tribal chief has arrived. And I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't care if it's Goldberg. I don't care if it's Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, anybody. I feel like Roman Reigns he's reached the level where I'm like, oh, he's not losing. Nobody's beating him. It's gotta be you know who to come in to even feel like something's gonna happen.
Your thoughts, bro?
You know what? You two guys said everything about the match that I don't really need to say anything. I'll just say this. You know how I do these awards, for the PW Hustle. I do these Professor's Perspective Awards. And, it's going to be a hard one, Track and Jamal, because, Wrestler of the Year, I'm still writing notes here, I'm taking every event down. It's neck and neck. I'm just going to say this for all the Hustleites because I'm very objective. For Wrestler of the Year, it's neck and neck between Kenny Omega and Roman Reigns. So I can't say one is leading and the other one is trailing. I think they're both neck and neck. And people can be like, well, Kenny Omega's got 3 belts and Roman's got 1. It's like, no, remember, the 2 of those belts really don't mean shit right now. So right now, I'm looking at an AEW champion and a WWE Universal champion, and it's neck and neck because both guys right now are on top of their games. And I can definitely say that, and you both can definitely agree that these 2 guys are, if they're not co-wrestlers of the year for both of their brands, for respective brands, both of them, you can't say one or the other is wrestler of the year. If one wins and the other doesn't, people are like, okay, I gotta understand. And if Kenny Omega wins, Roman's runner up. If Roman wins, Kenny Omega's runner up. And I wouldn't be mad about that. That's the way I will say this. But I'm so excited, Trent. Let's talk about what happened after. You do it, Trent. Please, you do it. You do it. Because you do it so well.
Yo.
Play the tape off your phone. Just do that. That's all. Play the tape.
All right. Well, y'all. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Hold on. Let me figure out. Hold on. Let me say.
It's so good.
It's gonna be good. I'm anticipating.
He's pulling another rock. The Rock fucking said you would do this shit, you motherfucking phony. And right on time, here comes your punk ass. You can still eat shit. I can't wait till fucking Roman crushes this bitch. Fuck him. Fuck. And with that being said, let me tell you all, I, A-Track Brown, fully pledge my dear devotion to our tribal chief and head of the table, Roman Reigns.
Come to our side, sir. Ooh.
I acknowledge. Hold on. Oh, I acknowledge. Ooh, ah! Ooh, ah! I acknowledge my tribal chief, because my tribal chief is going to annihilate this motherfucker. Okay? He's going to run through Cena worse than Brock did. He's going to run through Cena worse than what we saw Kofi Kingston go through tonight. He's going to own Cena. He's going to own him. He's going to send Cena packing back to the set of the Fast and the Furious. He's going to send Cena to get help from fucking what's this guy's name? Yeah. He's gonna go to Idris Elba. He's gonna run for help. He's gonna go to motherfucking Vin Diesel and run for help. And then his last ditch effort, his last Hollywood friend, his only one that he can depend on will be The Rock. And then we will see The Rock versus my tribal chief. After my tribal chief, our tribal chief, destroys the phony who hates freedom, that is John Cena. Yo, I have nothing else to say. You guys can give your last thoughts, and then we can get the fuck out of here, and I can rest this beautiful voice.
That was so beautiful, especially the clip that you played showed the raw emotion and the love that you have for the tribal chief in the face of adversity that is the Chinese diplomat that is John Cena. The patriotism for our country that was displayed, and that reaction it says enough that I don't have to say anything. You did it all, Trent. Go ahead,
What you got, man?
I'm looking at my watch. Me, Jackie Chan, and John Cena gotta go into this communist China party. After party here. We got the Asian hoes. We got some Japanese hoes. We got some Chinese hoes. Yeah, we'll be partying right now. You know, communism is the thing. And Hustleites, what you heard from A-Track Brown is an analogy that goes on every 4 years when you pick a president. It's called lesser of two evils. And A-Track Brown picked his lesser evil. He picked Roman Reigns over yours and my hero.
Lesser evil. I didn't pick a lesser evil. I picked the head of the table, the tribal chief. That's who I picked.
It's not a lesser evil. It's the only truth. the realest thing on the table. The only thing on the table is the head.
And let's end it the right way. Give him the
big piece of meat, Professor. Give him the big piece of meat.
That didn't sound right.
Give him the big piece of chicken.
Not at all. Okay, listen. All right. Yeah, pause on that. Pause on that.
Clarify on the type of meat. Give him the big piece of chicken.
There you go. Give him the turkey leg. Yo, Puff, let them know where they can find you, bro, so we can get out of here.
I won't give y'all the turkey ass. I'm gonna grade this pay-per-view, and I won't give it just like I gave Slammiversary A-. I'm giving this an A-. The crowd made it great. There were some spots that were shitty, but you know what? Overall, I'm gonna give everything a pass. And then next week I'll start nitpicking on the WWE. They got the honeymoon period for me. I give them an A-, and you can find me on the Twitter at PWSO PROF. That's PWSO Prof. And of course, find me on the PWSO networks at podbean.com, where I host the Pro Wrestling Reflection with myself and the Tommy Wonder.
Jamal, J Snow, let them know where they can find you, bro.
You can find me at Lude Scotto on Twitter. That's where I'm most reckless when I'm involved in it. I'm gonna give this is a solid A pay-per-view. A lot of it has to do with the crowd being back. It's hard to not care about that. because wrestling without crowds, and it's changed me. If you asked me before the pandemic, I would be like, you don't need fucking crowds. Crowds are marks. They don't know shit. But now I'm like, oh, y'all come in here and chant what? Please? Like, what chant tonight? It didn't happen, but I'm like, could somebody cut a promo with spaces in between, please? So I'm like,
get that one on SmackDown.
Somebody cut a promo with spaces in between so they could chant what? Because I was happy to hear people have a reaction to what I'm watching, which I haven't seen in over a year. And so like Professor said, this pay-per-view gets a pass, A+. And in reality, only 2 matches were kind of duh to me, and everything else I was into. So yeah.
All right. This pay-per-view was going to get a solid B+ until that goddamn commie music hit, and then it quickly dropped to a D. It got a D. You got a D+. A D+. Hey, D+ is better than an F, right? So you can find H-Rack Brown on Twitter at H-Rack Dastardly, the number 8, TRAC Dastardly, and of course here at the PW Hustle, doing PW Hustle Presents the 420 reactions. And yes, I know, for the 100 of you who are asking, I will get the Bad Batch reaction up pretty fucking soon. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, hit that fucking notification button. Join the PW Hustle Facebook group where you can see me and Jamal debate all types of crazy ass shit, from politics to, well, pretty much politics.
It's so awesome. Y'all gotta follow us on Facebook and set notifications just on our conversations, because that shit is the most. If you want to see the real deal, the real nitty gritty, y'all gotta follow that.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta get a political show going there. We gonna work on that. But
I am, and you're what? Hey, I will talk about that another time.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But thank y'all for watching PW Hustle. We out this motherfucker.
China, what's up?